Welcome back to another episode of Create and Process. In today's video, we're going to look at how to create transform text effect in Adobe Illustrator. In this tutorial, we're going to create out these two amazing text effect design using transform option. For the first design, what you have done is we have created a nice pattern and convert that into art brush. And after that, we have applied that to our stroke. And once it's created the text, we have applied transform option where we have adjusted the position and the number of copies, and that way we got this effect. For the second design, what we have done is we have created our text, directly applied the transform option. We have adjusted the scale value to get that perspective depth, and after that added multiple copies of our text, arrange it properly, and that way you got our second design. In the previous video, we have seen how to create extrude text effect in Adobe Illustrator. We have used both the extrude and bevel option, the new and the classic one, given a nice perspective depth, and also play around with the lighting settings. In this tutorial, we're going to create out these two amazing text effect designs using very simple technique. So let's begin with our designing process. So here it is. Let's say you want to create this text. So what we will first do is we need to get this pattern. So let me create this new pattern. So I'm going to use the, let's say, line tool. Okay, first let's understand what we have done. So here's our first design. So let's look at this closely. So if you see over here, you can see the pattern which we have created has got two colors, black and white, and after that I have repeated that for multiple number of times, and then we have created that into art brush. So let's try to create that first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a line, okay, short one, and we're going to give it around 8 point, okay, and after that I'll just expand this. So object, expand, and this will expand this into fill and stroke option. Click OK, and there we go. Now I'll create a duplicate. So with the alt press, click and drag, okay, and create a duplicate and just snap it along the edge. And this one I'm going to convert this into white color. So there we got two colors, black and white. Okay, now I'm going to select this and with the alt press, click and drag. So you have to press alt continuously and just click and drag, and that way you can create another duplicate of the shape. But as you can see, it's floating around. I want this to be aligned to this line, like very perfectly aligned. So what I can do is you can press additional shift key, and that way you got this straight line. If I release the shift, you can see it's floating. If I press shift again, it's snapping to angle. See, snapping it to angle. So make sure you are pressing shift and the alt key. First you have to press alt to create duplicate, right, and then shift, so you can align it. So after that I'll just leave a gap in between and leave it there. Now to create a multiple number of duplicate with the same distance, you can use the shortcut command or control D continuously until you want. So you want, let's say I want this much, fine. So these are the duplicates. Now let's convert this into art brush. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these, right, and we'll go to brush here and we'll click on this add new brush. Click on this and there we go, new brush, and here I'm going to choose the art brush setting and click OK. And there we go, and here you can set the direction. So let's set the direction over here, this one, direction top. You can set the direction to left and right, but what I want is I want this to be aligned to a parallel line. So let's keep it a top, or you can even give it a bottom, that's your choice. And overall I think 100%, yeah, I'm fine with this, and click OK. And there we go, we got our new pattern over here. Now I can delete this, okay, I don't need this now. Now let's get to our next step, that is creating the text. So if you see over here, while experimenting with other text, I have created this multiple number of text effects. As you can see, you can work with number, alphabet, just you have to create the text using the line, and after that just applying the art brush, and you got this nice interesting effect. So let's try to recreate that. Let's create this T, okay. So I'm going to use the pen tool to create the T. So I'm going to use pen tool, then click with the shift pressed. See, if I release the shift, you can see it's floating around. If I press shift, it's snapping to angles. So I want this to be straight line. Just go over here and click, yeah. Then after that with the shift press, go down and straight, and just draw one more over here, okay, and one around here, fine. Then press escape to release the continuation of the drawing. So after that, selecting that line, we're gonna give it a stroke color. So okay, we got our stroke color, that is black, right? Let's increase the thickness just to see it. Okay, there we go. Now we have to convert this corners to be round. So I'm going to use the direct selection tool, okay, and you got these 2 points, right? selecting these 2 points with the shift pressed right and click and drag, and you got this corner around. Now we'll do it separately for each. Okay, I'm gonna select these and I'll make it around this much for the top one, and I want these, okay, something like this. Fine. Yeah, now let's create the other line with the line tool. Just click and drag and just snap it around this much. Okay, now selecting these two lines, we'll apply the art brush. Now just go to your here brushes. Okay, we can go to Windows and choose brushes over here just to open this panel. Very easy. And after that, just click on the art brush with the brushes which we have just created. Right, let's go there. And there we go. Let's increase the size. So to increase the size, I'll go over here, and here you can see this option of selected object. Click on this and you got this attribute stroke option. Here you can increase the size. So with the shift press, I'll just increase the size around this much. Okay, and there we go. We got our effect right there. Now let's apply the effect. So I want to select these two, right, and go to effect, transform, right, distort and transform, and over here go to transform. And under this, you can do the settings. Now, first thing, I'll increase the copy. So let's increase the copies to around 50 points, right? Let's adjust the attributes for the move. So we'll set the position. So over here, let's increase the horizontal around, let's say around this much, or 2.5. Okay. And this one, let's move it up. Okay. Or down. You can do it, right? And let's keep it to 2. Okay, so here we go. Now as you can see here, we got white surface and a black surface, and it's not looking good. So what I want is, I want these ends to be black. So we'll do some adjustment with our brush. So right now we have already created a brush. Let's create another brush using the same objects, and we'll make sure the end is also black color. So I'll just click and drag it out, and there you got our shape which we have earlier created. This is the brush, right? Let's make it vertical, right? And now let's ungroup this. Okay, and we got all these singular pieces, and what I want is this side, you can see it's black, so we want black on this side as well. So I'll create a duplicate with your press, click and drag, and create one more duplicate of this line, and we'll keep it around here, leaving a gap in between, and that way I got a new shape which I'll convert into art brush, and where both sides are black. I'll select these and add this as a new art brush. Okay, give it a name and click OK, and there we go. Now if I select these two and I'll select this new art brush, this one, you can see, right? And let's increase the size. Under art brush, go over here and increase the size. So increase it to around, let's say 240. Let's see, and there we go. We got that nice effect, right? Now if I see this and go over here, and if I flip it, right, something like this, up and down, using this flipping option, here we want the black surface to be down, and if I flip it, you can see the bottom surface is white and it's not giving that depth. I want these surface to be black, so if I flip it, you can see the effects right there, right? Now I want to get this effect. I'll just select these and I'll go to transform, right, and do the adjustments. So I'll just change this value to minus just to set it to up. Very easy, right? And 2.5 for this, let's reduce it to around 2.3. Let's see the difference. Yep. And this one, let's say 1.8. Fine, I think this is good. And let's click OK, and we'll do some adjustments here. Let's use the die selection tool, and let's increase the curve a little bit around here just to add that little bit of curviness. Yeah, it looks good. And here I want to reduce the curve a little bit. Select these 2 points and reduce the, clicking this circle, reduce the curviness around here, something like that. And there we go. And I want, as you can see, this is white and black. I want this surface to be black and white just to see this depth. I want these to be reversed. So I'll go again, selecting these, right, select this curve, and we'll go to art brush, go over here, options, and just flip it again. And there we go. Click OK. In the same way, I'll select this curve as well, go over there and just uncheck this. So with a flip, unflip, right? So this is the flip option, where this is for the along and this is for the across. So when the surface is something like this, you can use this flip option, and when it will be like straight line down, you can use this. Okay, so I'll keep it that way, and there we go. Now we want to get this effect, so I'll just give a cut over here. So using the scissor tool, I will give one cut around there and one cut around there, something like that. And let's delete the centerpiece, delete, and this one I'll arrange it to back with the command control pressed, and press open square bracket just to arrange it to back, and this is fine. And I'll do some adjustments, so I'll just bring this point to around here. So with the direct selection tool, right, click and just drag with the shift pressed around this much, giving a little bit of gap, something like that. And this one I'll just click and give it around this much, and there we go, we got that interesting text effect. And lastly, if you want to adjust the thickness, you can select everything, right? Very simple. We'll go to art brush, go to art brush option, right, stroke option, and here increase the size, and I think this much is good. Click OK, and there we go. Now let's apply the same concept to create our second design. Very simple. Let's create this X. So for this, I'm going to use these circles. So I'm going to select the ellipse tool and create a perfect circle. So with the Alt press, click and drag, and you create a nice circle. But when you drag it, it will be like oval and any kind of shape. But with the shift pressed, you can get a perfect circle. When you release the shift, you got this. So it will not be a consistent. With a shift press, you got a perfect circle. So when you want a perfect circle, click and drag and create a circle, something like this. Now here we go. Now I'll just add a stroke. So the black color, it's a black color, so I'll just change it to any color and increase the stroke thickness, something like this, just to see it properly. Now if you see closely, you can see it's a half of a circle. So let's cut this into half. So using the scissor tool here, and the shortcut is C, so I'll press C and click one cut here, then other cut there. And what I'll do is I'll just delete this other half because I don't need this, and let's apply the art brush. So we got two art brush. Let's increase the thickness a little bit. Okay. So if you look at it closely, you can see this is a new art brush which we have created, because you can see the ends are black, and this one is our earlier one where the end is white and black. So you can use any of it, but I prefer the shape looks good when you have both side dark color and center black. So I'll just select this, right, and we're going to increase the size a little bit according to our requirement. So just click and drag over here with the shift press. I'm just scrolling the mouse, very easy. Okay, let's see the size. Yeah, I think it looks good. So after this, I'll just expand this. So we'll go to object and expand appearance. So if you look at this design closely, you can see I have just created half of the piece first and just trim this part and created a mirror duplicate of the other shape and placed it. And after that, applied the transform option. Very simple. Let's do that. Well, let's create a shape. So we'll go over here and select the rectangle tool, fill this up with any color, right? And from here, draw a shape and let's place it around here. We want to trim this part. Selecting these two, we'll go to Pathfinder over here. And if you don't find it over here, you can go to Windows and Pathfinder. Very simple, right? And under Pathfinder, we'll use this option, trim. You got other options as well, but for this design, I'm going to use the trim option, because if you want to trim out some surface from your design, you can use this. So click on it and this will trim out that shape. So by placing the surface on the top, you can trim out that region. So if I double click inside and delete this out, you can see I have trimmed out that surface. Now I'm going to use the rotate tool and create a duplicate. So we'll go over here and you can see there are reflect and rotate tools. So I'm going to use the rotate tool. Just click on this point, last end of this point, click, and with the Alt press, click and drag, and this will create a duplicate or mirror of the other shapes. Now there we go, we got that nice X shape. I'll just reduce the size a little bit, something around there, right? And let's apply the transform effect. So we'll go to effect, restore and transform, go to transform, and let's apply it. Let's give the copies around 50 and we'll give the same value. So around, that's a 2 and 2.5. Let's see how it looks. Yep. Let's reduce the size a little bit. 1.8, 2.1, and this one 1.5. And click OK, and there we go. We got the nice interesting design. As you can see, this is on the top. We'll arrange it back. So with the command control pressed, click on the open square bracket, and this will send the object to the back. So there we go. We got this nice interesting text effect design using transform option. Now let's create our third design using the same tool and technique. It's going to be very simple. So first thing, let's type out our text. So with the text tool, let's say S, okay. And let's change the color to white, Let's scale up the size. Okay, now let's apply transform effect. We'll go to effect, transform, and go to transform there. Let's give a copy around 20, and for this I'm going to use the scale option as well as the position. So let's increase the vertical move, so this will move. And before we go there, let's add a stroke to this. So I'm going to add a stroke color. Let's give it around black color just to see it. Okay, now let's select the shape and go to effect, transform, right? First of all, I'll just add a vertical, and okay, there's something like this on top, and increase the number of copies, something like that. Yep, around this much. Let's increase the gap as well a little bit, around this much, and reduce the number of copies. Yep, and after that we'll do some adjustments. Here you can see in this design we have given that perspective depth, so I'm going to reduce the scale size from here. Let's reduce it to around, let's say 97, and this one as well a little bit. Let's reduce the size a little bit, around this much. Yep, it looks good. This one around this much, and let's increase the number of copies. Yeah, or you can increase the depth, vertical gap between, and reduce the size, something like that. So it's easily customizable, and then click OK. Now once you have done that, let's adjust the value. So the color is fine. Let's increase the stroke thickness just to get that effect. Yes. Now next thing I'm going to do is to like expand this. To create this effect, we'll just expand this. So I'll go to object and expand appearance, and this will separate all these layers. So right click, ungroup it, and each layers are now separate. So let's create few duplicates. So I'm going to select, let's say 1 with your press, click and drag it out. Okay, and let's scale down the size a little bit. Okay, let's just scale it up around, let's say, let's type out, let's say 9, any number, that's it. Okay, I'll create few more. Let's say B. Okay, capital B, and let's scale down the size a little bit, this much. So we are just first of all creating multiple number of text, and we'll just apply it, place it somewhere on the design, and arrange the layers. Very simple. So I'm going to create one more duplicate and scale down the size and change the any random text, or you can give it a name or anything. So let's say 6. Fine, I'll just place it there. Create one more duplicate. Let's type E, scale down the size a little bit, double click outside, create a duplicate, then C. Okay, scale the size a little bit, and there we go. Now let's arrange it accordingly. So I'm just give it an angle and arrange it somewhere around there, as you can see. Yes, and we'll bring it to up. So with the command control pressed and with the close square bracket, just click and bring it to front. So we'll keep it around this much. Yeah, I'll think this is good. I'll just do the placement a little bit around this much. Yeah, just to see it. Next we got this B. Just rotate this to an angle around this much, and I'll just place it around here, and I'll just arrange the layer again. So with the command control pressed, just bring it to front. So close square bracket, keep it pressing, and there we go. We'll keep it around, let's say this much, and I'll just move it to a little bit aside and down. As you can see, it's very simple. Now let's do the same. 6, rotate, give it an angle, place it around there, arrange it to front around there, and there we go. Let's press E, bring it there, rotate the angle and place it there, bring it to front around this much. Yes, open square bracket just to send it to back, a little bit more back, and just place it around here. We'll keep this on the left, and this one we'll keep it added around here, right, and give it a rotation around this much, and let's bring one frame front or back, that depends on you, and there we go. We got that nice interesting text design. Lastly, let's do the adjustment properly. You want to scale up the size, just scale up the size. This one you want to scale up the size, just scale up the size and place it there. And overall, select everything, do the placement. You want to scale up a little bit, Now if you want to check out with different colors, select everything, create a duplicate, right? Place it around there, and let's try it out with red color. So I'm going to just make the background a little bit gray, okay? And lock this, then select everything, and let's change the stroke color to white and the font color to red, something like this. So here it is. We have created this nice text effect. We have given this into black and white, so you can easily customize your color, and you can even customize the text, these texts. And here also we have created that nice text effect. So what we have done in this tutorial is we have first created a nice pattern, parallel pattern using the strokes or the shapes, and after that we have converted them into art brush by going in there and converting them into new art brush, okay? And once we have converted that into art brush, we have created this nice text effect using the curve or the lines. You can apply it to curve, path, or lines anywhere. And then we apply transform effects where you can adjust the scale value, move value, rotate value, and the number of copies. And we'll work on the rotate value in our coming up tutorials. We'll understand more about this and create some nice amazing text effect. If you are interested on more amazing text effect tutorials, I have created a series on this. You can find the link in the description. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to check out the next tutorial coming up, and if you want more updates on designing, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.